Today I'm going to be showing some exercises. Yay! So we're going to be showing how to do a lat pull down. Whoa, transition. And tricep push downs. Okay, right into it. Well, shit.
Lat pull down. There are different grips you can use for this machine. You can go further along to the left or the right.
All right. Well, I messed it up the first time, so let's try again. All right, here's a better explanation. It's really up to you with the lat pull downs. Typically, people use the long bar attachment that I'm showing here in ultra slow motion, so I can yap a bit longer. Typically, people use this. You can use the close grip. You can use the side grip. It's really up to you. This is the one people typically use. And where you place your hands kind of decides which part of your back it targets. So with this attachment, the further out you go, the more of the upper back and the teres muscles you actually target. And the closer you go, the more lat focused it is. If you go for a underhand grip, it's also lower lat focus. Wow, I say a lot. Please ignore that. I'm not doing this again. Sorry. All right. Anyways, here's the first demonstration. I'm using some grips for back. I always use grips for back. They eliminate the use of your forearms and they keep it focused on your back, so you can focus on that activation, so you can focus on just making gains with your back instead of your forearms, because that's a limiting factor as your back is much stronger. Keep in mind, this isn't perfect form, but it's pretty damn good. I am fairly tall, so I don't get the complete stretch at the top. And typically, I'd go a little bit heavier, go a bit harder, and I'd be like panting and like by the end of the set. But, you know, that's for the OnlyFans. This is just a demonstration, so I went a bit lighter, controlling the reps really well, not throwing any of the weight. And what you want to think is activating the lats before you're using your forearms. You're not pulling down with your arms, you're pulling down with your back, with the part that you're trying to work. It's very easy to let your forearms and your wrists take over, and that's really what you don't want here. You don't want them to be the limiting factor of your back workout. So what I often do is I'll hook my thumb over the bar so that it's a hook grip. So you're simply using it as an attachment. You're attaching yourself to the bar. So there's less of a forearm focus and more of a back focus. If you do fail with your forearms, though, keep in mind that's not a bad thing. That's expected. Your forearms are much smaller compared to your back. They're a lot weaker. You can't expect them to be able to handle the same amount of weight. So it's gonna fail first. You're just trying to keep it from failing as long as possible. And that's why the grips are so useful. That's why I use them every time I work out. But yeah, lat pull downs, absolute staple in a back workout. So yeah. A lot of people like the lat pull down, the cable lat pull down, but a lot of people don't. And there are different alternatives, which I actually prefer over the lat pull down. This here is a machine lat pull down, which you can load with plates. I think this is 100 kilos here, which is like 220 pounds. Just controlling it nice and slow, nice and smooth. It works essentially the same. The further out you go with the grips, the more of an upper back focus it is. The closer you go, the more of a lat focus it is. It's a good exercise. It's a great exercise. And in my personal opinion, I prefer it to the cable lat pull down, partially because of the fixed path of the machine, partially just because I like how it feels more. I feel the activation in my lats better. It's really up to you at the end of the day. Whatever works best for you is what's best for you. And that's the one that you should use more. Switch it up if you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.